What's going on, Assassins? It's Darkstrider, and I've heard some really strange news about what's going on with Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now, since Odyssey, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, we've had a bunch of debate over who is the canonical character. So we know that Cassandra is the canon character, meaning that if they make any books, any media, any movies, TV shows, or anything about the Eagle Bearer, that Cassandra is the canonical Eagle Bearer and Alexios is not. But they still gave you the ability to select between the two. Now, that carried over in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where in Valhalla, you were given the option of either being the male or female version of Eivor. And of course, again, the female version of Eivor is canonical, and the male version of Eivor is only when you're in Asgard, when you're in the dream kind of state. So it's very strange that they came up with sort of a solution for things like that in Shadows. And the solution is that you can actually turn on a feature that will automatically give you the canonical choices for what goes on in Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now, I don't know how necessary that is. If you think about it, you play the game however you play the game. You play the game in any order that you want. It's been that way since the original Assassin's Creed. You were given choices. You could take out the targets in any order that you wanted to after they gave you the initial kind of introductory targets and whatnot. So there was no need for canon at that point. There was no need for them to say, oh, you did it, not in the correct order. If you ever read the novelization of the original Assassin's Creed, it was done in a certain order. But again, I don't think that the order is relevant. So I think the most relevant thing could have been the canonical character, because a couple of people were just confused. A couple of people felt that Alexios or the male Eivor made more sense, which, to be honest, historically, it does make more sense. But for some reason, they decided to go with the female versions of it. Now, in Shadows, you already know that you have both a male and a female protagonist, and the two of them have kind of two separate stories. It's not like they are, you're trying to figure out which one is the canonical character. They're both canonical. So the story is about them, not one or the other, and you chose the wrong one. So I don't understand what that whole deal is with them making these choices. I guess it's, who took out which target, or who did something specific at a certain time of the game. And I don't know that really makes any relevance. I'm pretty sure that if it's something to do with Yasuke, that he would have his own kind of story going along. There's no real choice or non-choice that he could make that's canonical or not. And the same with Noe. I don't see how you could mess that up. I mean, you would actually be given the choices, but I think that they would play out the same way, I would think. The Witcher, when you completed the Witcher series, like any game, let's say you ended up with one character, the other character may be who you ended up with, and then you go into the next game, you end up with a different character. It's things like that I don't know. To me, it makes sense, but in something where you're playing the game and you already know who the canonical characters are, how are there canonical choices that are to be made? That's kind of strange to me. So I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. What do you guys think? Do you think that that's something that's necessary? Do you think that because they've already established who the canonical character is or the canonical characters are, that there's no need for that? I know that in Valhalla, you had an option where you could either select the male or female Eivor, and there's a middle option that says let the animus decide. And when the animus decides, it automatically switches. You start off with the female Eivor and you become the male Eivor when you go into the Dreamlands automatically. It's not like you selected them purposely. It just does that by itself. So maybe they wanted to do something like that. I don't know. I'm going to try to play through the game with both features when I get Shadows to see what the differences are and if it actually impacts the game. I don't see the game having multiple endings for something like that to be done, but, I could be wrong. Anyway, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that canon is important in games? Do you think it's, important in certain games? Do you think it's important in sequels? What are your thoughts on canon, and what are your thoughts on this selection where it could make the canon choices for you? Do you think that's an overreach? Do you think that that's unnecessary? Or do you think that it'll enhance your gameplay because you'll know exactly the choices as they should have been made and how that will affect the game? Do you think it will affect the game? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Anyway, that's all I've got for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure you like and subscribe. It helps this channel out an awful lot. As always, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching. And until next time, take care, be good, stay safe, take care of each other. I'll see you all in the next one.
Yeah, yee!